Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jay and welcome to the Shiplife. So for yesterday's video, I did talk about the recent outbreak taking place on board the NCL Breakaway, with the possibility of the new variant, the Omicron variant, being on board, along with the mass media hysteria that came along with it. Now, naturally, some of you felt one way or the other about all of this. Either you agree with me and believe that all this is a little bit too much, because we've seen the mainstream media blow all this stuff up out of proportion and make it into something that it doesn't need to be. However, on the other side, some people are just saying, well, it's just the news and it has to be reported on. I do agree on both sides. It's somebody that also does cruise news. However, I do believe that all of this has gone in a direction that it probably shouldn't have, because the CDC and the cruise lines have been working together and they've been resolving these issues, making sure that everybody is safe on board cruise ships, and the cruise ship industry has been making a pretty decent and safe comeback along the way. However, there was another matter that I wanted to talk about regarding the crew. I wanted to bring it up yesterday, but I figured I'd make a separate video, gather some more details along the way, and talk about it. So as most of you know, I am a former employee of NCL, and in saying that, I have friends on board most ships: the NCL Breakaway, the Epic, the Escape. That's the ship I used to work on. The Breakaway and Epic in particular, I talked about a week ago or 2 weeks ago regarding the matter of shore leave for the crew. Shore leave is when the crew members get the privilege to get off the ship in the ports of call or the home ports. Now, they haven't been granted shore leave because of all the COVID protocols and the risk and everything that's involved, even though everybody on board, from the crew to the passengers, are vaccinated. I wanted to bring this subject up because obviously with this new media hysteria and all the stuff regarding around the NCL Breakaway, these crew members have a less than zero chance now of actually being able to get off the ship. If they're lucky, they're going to be able to go into one of the terminals and just stay there, maybe use the Wi-Fi and go back to the ship, which is horrible to say the least. But I know a lot of people out there, again, are going to feel one-sided about this, but I just want to kind of bring up the topic because I do believe the awareness is very important. As a former crew member, I do stand for the crew, and that's what my channel, its foundation, is based off of. So with it being the holiday season, I just want to kind of put it out there that if you guys don't know, this is without a doubt the hardest time of the year for anybody, whether you're on a ship or not. It's stressful, and a lot of people are going through a lot of things around this time of year. Now, if you put that in regards to the crew members, can you imagine being away from your family pretty much every year for 10 years or so? That was my situation between the Harlem Globetrotters and working on the cruise ships. I didn't get to see my son really for any Christmas until maybe the past 2 years, right? But it's the same for the crew. Usually they're working the same year-round contract, so they have all these, difficulties and challenges that they have to face throughout the year. The reason I'm saying this is because if you guys are going to cruise like I probably am before the year is up, just remember that these crew members, even though they have this, Disney smile, not me, my smile's horrible, but even though they're smiling and being very professional, they are missing their friends and families back home. And if you guys remember, during the pandemic, it was even harder. Not saying that we're in the same situation now as we were during the pandemic, because unfortunately we saw a lot of lives lost and a lot of crew members become depressed and give up. But it's this time of year where you can see all that kind of circle back. And of course, with the hope of maybe being able to get off the ship, relax a little bit, breathe, go to the beach with these NCL ships, that hope has kind of dwindled away, possibly with this new situation that we're currently dealing with. But my point that I want to bring home with is, after talking to some friends, I've heard that a lot of NCL crew members are either quitting or they're contemplating quitting because they know throughout the entirety of their contract they're never going to be able to get off the ship, at least not be able to go and roam freely. They might be able to get on an excursion that they have to pay for, or they get to go to the terminal, which is, it is what it is. But naturally, there's going to be the argument of you're there to work and you shouldn't really care, because that's something that I've seen on the crew forums. That's something I've seen in the comment section. A lot of people are saying, well, if you don't like the job conditions, you shouldn't sign up. Some people just, either don't know what they're getting themselves into. They don't know that they can't handle that until they get there, or it's a situation of maybe they don't have any other choice. Believe it or not everybody can work the Disney lifestyle. Well, there are a lot of people that work at Disney that aren't happy. But you get my point. Not everybody can just up and leave and go get this dream job that they want. I always wanted to be a YouTuber, but at the same time, I had to put in a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice, drive Uber in between all of that. Did I like doing Uber? No, but I know things took time, and sometimes people can't just put everything aside and make that kind of sacrifice. And I think everybody really has to realize that. Not everybody can just do what they want, be happy, and call it a day, make $1 million. If everybody can make $1 million and have their dream job, we'd all be doing it. So I just want to bring that point home. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that everybody on board, all the crew members on NCL ships are just going to strike and quit. No, that's not what I'm saying. You just got to remember that a cruise ship is similar to like a high school, college, and military all rolled into one. So there's a lot of gossip, a lot of rumors going around, and this is just what's circulating through the grapevine. A lot of people had hope that eventually they'd be able to get off the ship. Now they're realizing that hope is dwindling due to the new hysteria and, you know, with the media outrage and everything else that's going on, of course. So NCL has to do what they have to do to protect their brand, but at the same time, they got to try at some point maybe to have a happy medium for the crew. But of course, the money and the branding do have to, in some sense, come first. I'm not saying NCL doesn't care about the crew, but you get the idea. This is a company, and the bottom line is to make business, make money, keep the shareholders happy, and of course, you know, just be able to be profitable. And this means that throughout this pandemic, there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of things that are going to have to take place that unfortunately the crew members are not going to like. Now, if there are any crew members out there that are watching this video, and you can confirm this with NCL, because I know a lot of people are going to want proof, and honestly, I'm not going to be sitting here and putting up a bunch of, you know, comments and stuff of crew members saying that they're quitting, because to me, that's not the priority or the situation that I want to kind of put out there. I'm just explaining to you guys that there is a lot going on, and the NCL crew members, as well as all crew members out there for every single cruise ship, is going to have a rough time during this time of year. So if you're going to cruise, just remember, be kind. Tip your bartender, tip everybody that you can on board the ship, and just enjoy yourself. And remember, not everybody on board is having the time of their life. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Make this quick little video, just kind of put it out there. We'll get back to the fun stuff tomorrow. If you guys got something out of this video, if you want to comment, feel free below. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I apologize for this ramble throughout the video, but I want to get this off my chest before we get to the fun stuff. Back to the normal videos tomorrow. I'll see all of you very soon. Take it easy.